So I'm Angie.
I'm Michelle.
We're Blue Heavens. We are sisters who channel ancient and divine energies, and we channel them and they help teach us things. So they teach us how to be better people and leading to better lives. So today we are doing a live on Christmas movies, right? And Lokaous is adding spiritual wisdom and spiritual insight on these Christmas movies. And we took a poll on our Facebook Blue Heavens page to pick the Christmas movies, and everybody picked, was it Christmas Story?
It was
Christmas Vacation, and Elf.
So, so I can bring him out. I can start just bringing Lokaous out. He's getting fidgety. He wants to come out and say hello, driving me crazy. Hello, Angela. How are you doing? Hi, audience.
Lokaous, I'm good. How are you today?
Oh.
Well, are you ready to start this stuff?
I am excited. Traveler, are you ready too? So what do we want to start off with? Christmas Story. We'll go from 3 to 2 to 1. I thought we could do that.
Yep.
I've seen enough things that would be perfect to do. Well, Christmas Story.
I agree.
So what is your take on Christmas Story? I love this boy. I love Ralphie, and I think we love this one because everybody can relate to this young boy getting this toy at Christmas. And you cheer for him all through this. Okay, Trevor, can you turn it down? Now I can't hear. Sorry. Trevor's putting the volume in my ear, what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh.
But we all cheer for him to get this BB gun, even though it's going to shoot his eye out. So what is your take of this movie, Angela? What would be your take on the Christmas Story? And then I'll do mine.
I've always related to Randy, the younger brother. Like when he was sitting in the cabinet and his mom's like, Randy, what's wrong? And he's like, Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie. Like I felt like Randy did the big stupid thing and he can't fix himself and no one cares. Like I relate to Randy.
I'm so sorry you related to Randy. I always felt so bad for Randy all through this.
I know. And like as a kid I wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
Randy, I'm a Randy.
Well, Michelle said she felt you were Randy as well because she said, yeah, I can see that. But Ralphie from the beginning, I mean, it's like that one toy. And Michelle said you wanted a toy when you were younger, this keyboard and all of that. So she said, I remember that vividly as Christmas. And she said, as for her Christmases, she said your mom and dad always got what she want for Christmas. So she said, I always usually every year, whatever that was, you guys would get whatever you guys wanted. But she said she felt you had that Casio that you wanted, that keyboard. And she said there's a whole video you say, oh, I got the Casio, and you screamed and what, you know. And Michelle said she remembered that. So she said every year she watches Christmas Story, she thinks of that gift. So for Ralphie, this was his thing. And 9 years old, you're cheering for this kid, even though you know it could shoot his eye out. But you're still cheering for, and he's so imaginative. The imagination of a child. And adults forget that. That's what I loved about this show. It reminds you if as a child, the imagination. He brings in this gun. He brings it in through just being himself, being a child. But all the little things in between, you know, all of the little lessons he had to go between, and the bullies. You had the bullies on the playground, and he just lost it. And that's what so many people do. But
he said you're either he said you're either a bully, a toady, or a victim.
Exactly.
It's like,
that goes on to adult life as well. That kind of goes on, but he had enough. And David had noticed something about the whole fight scene. You notice the mom picks up Ralphie, but leaves the kid to kind of sit there. And he goes, well, she's not helping the kid. I said, probably because Randy and the other child had said this kid, you know, but.
Right.
So, but I don't know.
What's the mom to do? Maybe the mom just knows karma will come after the bully.
Yeah, the
world is going to get Scott Farkins on its own. Mom didn't need to go do it.
It usually happens and stuff. But I love the way he brought in the universe. He just brought in this the BB gun he wanted. He brought it in. He had Chinese turkey for Christmas. I love that whole thing. Yeah. But the day out, but then it brings the parents to, you watch the parents, they love these kids and they have their own little ways about them. But at the end, they came together for the kids. The Christmas was just as exciting for them as it was for the children. When he did the BB gun, and you watch the father in the BB gun, how he sits there and he showed him how, and he said, "Oh, I had one when I was 8 years old," to the mom. It's typical, and I love that, meaning that they got into it just as much as their children got into it. So that's what was one that gives me goosebumps as one of my favorites, because he just he brought it in for the universe. He just because he wanted it from the beginning. You see, he's daydreaming about this BB gun, the many ways he's going to use it, imagine it, and I think that's what, as adults, you lose that imagination that you're going to do, to take whatever you're wanting and you put out into the universe and you dream it just as a child would dream. And he put no limits to what he was going to do.
Right, and he defended it. He imagined why he should have it, and imagined it saving his family, and then he used his imagination to have guilt upon his parents because they washed his mouth out with soap. He was using his imagination for everything. I really connected to that too.
So the universe, he brought all of this to him, and at the end when he got it, and then that he let go and surrendered at the end when they said, "Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?" Well, yes, almost.
Right.
So he had let go and surrendered. He didn't sit there and, at first he's looking for, but he just let go and surrendered. And the universe says, "Okay, there you go." And that's what we need to remember. We let go and surrender. We get that. We know. And then hopefully we don't shoot our eye out.
Right.
But what manifested? He shot his eye. Well, he didn't shoot his eye out, but he could have. So it's manifested all through.
Everybody said it so much, right? That everybody said it so that fear was still there, that it manifested that too.
So exactly. So we manifest as well. Others can manifest for us when we don't ask them to do it. So in this case, unfortunately for Ralphie, it did manifest. But he came up with a good. But you notice he came up with the lie about the icicle, that the dogs came in and ate the turkey. So karma just took care of itself immediately. All right.
Right.
So.
And speaking of that, when the triple dog dare Flick to stick his tongue to the pole, and then everybody left him out there, and no one would tell the teacher, and then Ralphie said it's better to not get caught than to speak up. And I thought, a lot of us are there that we'd rather just not say anything and help somebody that needs help. We'd rather just not say anything because we had something to do with it. I thought, how rotten of all these kids to just watch their friend out there stuck to the pole, and they're all just like, "I didn't do it."
Well, that is a human reaction. Unfortunately, that is still around. We still will do that. We'll still disappoint and as a human, I have noticed Michelle does a lot of that. Her kids, as an adult thing, I think everybody, just because you don't know the what's going to happen to you, because you see Ralphie when the ambulance, the police, and he puts his head down. So you like, "Oh no, so forget Christmas. It's not even going to happen this year for me. It's done."
I guess that's true. It is right before Christmas time, so no one's going to say anything, are they? They don't want to be on the naughty list all of a sudden.
But one thing I liked about Ralphie, though, the one route he didn't take, the first one, which was my surprise, was Santa Claus. He took Santa Claus at the very last one. Everything else was, how is he going to do it this way? And he said, "I got Santa Claus." But then you seen how all that went with the Santa Claus and the football. What's a football? Michelle said that was a highlight for humans. The whole Santa Claus. I don't know any of these traditions. I don't understand them. So she has explained them to us because we don't understand it, and I'm always confused with that whole thing. But she said kids love it, but these kids were not enjoying the joy in that whole.
Yeah, we have like a Santa trap. So we have a fireplace, right? And so legend has it, Santa comes into our homes through our chimneys and fireplaces to get to our lovely Christmas trees, right? So we have a snapping turtle in a pond now that's in front of the fireplace. So I think we have a Santa trap.
I like the Santa trap. Reminds me of the next one we're going to go to, our number 2, Christmas Vacation. This feels like a Griswold
thing. Christmas Vacation. kid.
This feels like
Talking about Christmas vacation.
Hip hip hooray for Christmas.
Yeah, I love Christmas Vacation. I love all the vacation movies, but it's just so good. It's so good.
I love Christmas Vacation. That is great. I love the Griswold because now you watch it and there's so many different themes in this show that you really got to pay attention to. Nothing ever works for the family ever, but they expect not to happen. It's a good for Clark because the ego is so huge, but he loves his family, but he's kind of trying to show off at the same time, you know.
Yes.
So like and every time he tries to show off, something happens, like putting up the lights and everything else. Right. And the neighbors that hate him so bad, they just cannot stand him. But because they bring this negative, I hate the Griswolds, it all comes back on them because they hate the Griswolds. What comes back on them? They're bringing that in.
They wish them dead and stuff.
And it comes back at them, you know. So they kind of get their karma taken care of immediately on them. But you notice when the families get together, I mean, you can tell Ellen didn't want this. Ellen was like, can we just not do this? And he's like, well, what's the worst that can happen? She's like, she's like, you always think so big and it never works the way you want it to work out. And he goes, name a time when that's happened. And she's going, da 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 da. And then his son did the same thing. So he does this all the time. He just overthinks it. Right. Because I think he just wants the best. Yeah. He really does, but his ego just inflates. And he's like that. And then just universe comes and gets him every single time. And even to his check, he's waiting for this bonus check because he's really, really wanting it. Yeah. Because the universe is going to deliver the panic to him. Okay, we're going to deliver this to you and panic. But good old Uncle or Cousin Eddie, Cousin Eddie comes in there and takes care of it, which I love Cousin Eddie and the reaction. Cousin Eddie. He did not want Cousin Eddie. That's like, Cousin, I never thought it'd be like, in my living room.
Yeah, but again, Cousin Eddie's heart was in the right spot. It's like the whole family, their heart was in the right spot. It's just that something else was messed up. Like with Clark, he had no self-control. He seemed very unrealistic. He just kind of like whatever is happening is happening. He's not trying to control anything. He's just like, well, this is how I am. Like at the beginning, they're going to get the Christmas tree and he's road raging and racing that other car and they end up under the semi. I mean, I wasn't planning on this, Ellen.
Yeah, because he was like he doesn't think before he just does an action. He does not have that. But luckily Ellen thinks and she knows ahead of time. Like when the Christmas lights didn't go on and had no idea. Right. She's the one that figured it out. So they're like a perfect match. She's kind of doing that. But one thing I did notice through the whole Christmas vacation, you already pre-planned about the holidays. You already kind of know there's going to be some mishaps. There's going to be family drama. Remember, Ellen already said our families don't like each other. They come in, they start bickering. Well, you bring it in. The kids are already so the environment really was the doomsday part of it. So the family kind of brought that already in. So when they came in, it was to be expected. This was going to be the thing. Right. That's the way I viewed it as. And then when Eddie came in, I feel Eddie.
It's like they set up the blueprint.
Exactly. And he was a lesson. Because remember, their lights come on. Now he overturned the lesson. Now it's time for the next lesson. Here's Cousin Eddie and Catherine and the kids. That was the next lesson. It was almost like it's like the universe is like, you're not done now. You finished just one little thing. Now here's your next lesson. Because, he fears Cousin Eddie because he never knows. He's all unexpected. He doesn't know what to expect from Cousin Eddie. And you can just tell it's like, oh no. But Cousin Eddie, his heart is in the right place. His heart's in the right place. He does try, because he really does truly want the best. He has his different way of doing it, but that shows how we need to love everybody. The most difficult of people, and he to me seemed very difficult, but his heart was in the right place. At the very end, if you notice, they all together and they all got together and they talked. Even though the house destroyed, the cops are in the house and everything happened. But it took that away from all up to say they were all in together as a family. Because we got his bonus, he thought it was his bonus check, the whole family got together. All of them. And he was excited. Yeah. So at the end of it all, he does really try for I think Clark loves his family so much. He'll do anything for his family. And he just wants like the old fashioned Christmas, but it's always something. Right. But it's the universe. I believe that he just draws that into the universe. Just draws it in like that. But for his lessons, but he gets his lessons though, and he does it in childlike cheer. He does it.
Yes.
He's so childlike, and he brings it in. He's a very smart man. You see the job he's got, so you know that he's very intelligent. So it's just how he goes, and this family kind of expects him to, things are going to happen, like with the Christmas tree in the windows, busted out of the windows, and they just sat there like, so you know this happens all the time with the Griswolds, and they're just accustomed to it. This is the norm for them.
Yeah.
So, but I love it. It shows the hecticness of holidays for families, I think. I mean, this is my one for me, you know, that I really am here and paying attention to things that I see that, like you watch different things, televisions, that's it. It's hectic. That's what I get, you know, hectic around the holidays. Even drawing the cards for the past, present, and future. That's what I'm getting, hectic. I did, you know. But I feel like it's so exciting, though. This is a great time of year. It's wonderful. Too.
Yeah.
But Clark, but
it is kind of sad that we are all rushing around to like get each other's gifts when like God gave us the gift of Jesus, right? Seems like we can't give each other any better gifts.
Well, that's what we don't understand. That's as well me, you know, because Marcus and Loki. Marcus just goes this. Loki's like me, you know, and I'm the one. But I love it because people are happy, and I don't understand how come this happy can't be year-round. Which brings us to our number one pick, Elf. I am Buddy the Elf. Buddy.
Elf, Buddy the Elf.
Everybody needs a buddy.
Buddy the Elf.
So what was your take on Buddy the Elf, Angela? What is your take on Buddy the Elf?
I just love Buddy the Elf because it's like he reminds us that we can be weird and silly, and that even though people don't understand it, or if they like don't like it, they'll eventually ease up and be like, oh, there's something special about you. I don't know, he was inviting, you know, he was different, putting syrup on his spaghetti and stuff. He's fun. He just is having fun, and everything was so exciting. It kind of reminds me of you. Like when you first came through, everything was so exciting for you. Like, well, but kind of scary too. Like, I'm afraid of a car. We're afraid of a car. And there's a lot of Buddy the Elf in you.
Well, I am Buddy the Elf. And then, you know, the whole New York scene when he's walking in New York, doing all that in New York, that would be me in New York. And probably drinking the crappy cup of coffee. The world's best cup of coffee. That would be me. And the whole thing with him and Jovi. And she's like, this is the crappy cup of coffee. No, it's the world's best. It's the way she said it. Yeah, I'm not repeating everything how she said it because I don't know. Trevor's telling me I didn't say it right.
This is the world's.
It's all right.
This is the world's crappiest cup of coffee.
I get corrected a lot. I am a deity, but I get corrected. That's okay. Okay. But anyway, so Trevor's talk. But anyway, I thought it was, to me, it's like it's almost like from the very beginning, you know, he doesn't know who he is. And he was so oblivious. He's so oblivious to who he is. He thinks, you know, he's not paying attention to their old little, he's tall, because they loved him. They just accepted him as part of the elves. And nobody ever had the heart to tell him, well, you're humans. I guess they thought at some point he would figure out, well, he's not like the rest of them, that, you know. So I really love the fact that he really didn't know they loved him enough until at the very, you know, when he's messing up and he's not, because he's figuring out, I don't really fit in here. And they had to tell him. And the snowman said 6 foot. He didn't realize you were a human. Everybody else knew that you were not an elf, but he just brought some kind of authentic self. You know, I mean, he walked into a group of people, his whole family. Well, his dad's on the naughty list, which freaked him out. Like, oh no!
Yeah.
When he came in, he didn't ever try to change. He was like, no, the naughty. But he came into a family and a group of people that needed him. You notice every situation he came into, there was somebody that needed him just to be his authentic self. He didn't try to change. He didn't try to be anybody else but who he was always meant to be. The elves, that's one thing I loved about that. The elves and Santa taught him to be himself from day one. They never taught him to be anybody different. Don't try to be anything. They could have at any point said, you're a human, buddy, you're a human, and took away that magic. but not one time did they ever take that magic from him. You know, and I think that's what a lot, like a child, you think of a child, and everybody, and this poor child grows up, you know, they don't have that buddy in them anymore. It's all just so serious. And he grew up, he was, you know, thought they said 30 years old, and he acts like that. It's wonderful. And these people needed that. I mean, his dad needed that. The whole his family, his brother needed that, and then Jovi needed that. And everybody just encountered, even the guy at the Gimbals, that's the one that was going to kill him, and that somebody's out for gunning for my job. But at the end, he was singing the Christmas song, you know, the Santa sleigh to keep it going up, because Jovi saved it with the Christmas cheer. But you see, when you see Buddy singing, I don't care, I'll sing right here. You know, it's like talking, but you're just raising your voice at what he's saying. But I believe that family needed him as much as he needed them. And at the, you know, you see at the end when the dad yelled at him, you know, to come in because he's talking about the South Pole elf, and which was funny. Sorry.
Right.
And that whole part was funny. Miles Finch had kicked his butt, but but at that point was like, now I don't fit in with the elves, and I don't fit in with the humans. What's going on? I don't fit in with anybody, and that. But I thought, but when you see him was closing his eyes, there he got still. In the moment, he got still. You see. Buddy just got still in the moment, and that's when he saw Santa. And that's when Michael, his brother Michael, and his dad started looking for him. And it all came together. Santa Claus now made sense. He started making sense. He fixed the sleigh, and then it affected Jovi. She saw it now, and divine timing. I get goosebumps on divine timing. Emily saw her son on there reading the Christmas book. She's like, oh, and so she comes out. Jovi, and they're the two to me made made this very end for Santa Claus for the sleigh. If you think about it, if it wasn't for that, because Jovi's one started singing, and Emily was the one that started the first group singing, besides singing with Jovi. So you notice it all started like with these two, but by the time you see the camera, and the timing is perfect because they wanted for, you know, this to happen, but it's because Buddy just had this sense of magic about him. He just, he's authentic all through it. He didn't try to hide anything. When people looked at him like he was weird, it didn't matter to him. But he changed lives. Even in the mailroom, he was singing in that, you know. I mean, it's just, everything that he went through, the lesson, he went through it just beautifully. And that's what I love about it. He did some magic and that, and the newness. But yeah, I can totally relate to Buddy. I'm still Buddy. You know, I said the whole syrup, and I don't do that. But David does that. I don't do that. But I relate to the whole newness and being your authentic and just being you, and that.
Yeah.
So absolutely, Elf.
Well, you mentioned something that that everything happens in divine order, right?
Yes.
And that leads into the past, present, future that I did on my end.
Perfect. I'm
going to go ahead and do this on.
Okay.
So we each pulled. Okay, so we each pulled 3 cards: past, present, future. So I pulled 3 cards from the Soul's Journey deck from James Von Frog.
All right.
And the first one I pulled was patience. I accept everything in divine order. So you're talking about how everything happens in divine order, and accepting that and having patience within that is our past card. So for present, we have trust, which is a nice follow-up. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. So if we know everything happens in divine order, it's way easier to trust that everything is happening to help us. And the future is health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. So it's like once we trust everything, then we can come back to health and we can be who we came here to be. Like we're waking up and we're physically taking accountability. We're taking control of ourselves. We're changing things. We're accepting that we need things changed. I thought that was pretty awesome on my end. So thank you, James Von Prague, for your cards today.
Well, I did from 3 different decks, and I did a summary for today.
Okay.
Okay, and so the first deck that
Awesome.
was the Wisdom of Avalon, which is the past, and I got the cat card, and that's independence and healthy boundaries. So the past is doing things in the unknown and learning to set boundaries within things, but scared of the independence. But remember, a cat has 9 lives, and you never know where you're going to go until you take that first step. And that, so if something happens, remember, you got 8 other lives, you got 7 other lives, and that. So that reminds us as we're pursuing. So the past was a lot of people trying to decide what to do. What is it that we're trying to figure out? What are we trying to do? And trying to be independent. What is that situation or things or whatever we need to change within our life, but how do I do it? So the cat just reminds us that we got 9 lives. You never know until you just put your foot out and try it. And that. Yeah. And then, so for present, I got to get that. I love these cards, by the way, these are my favorites. The vintage
Ooh.
Wisdom Oracle. I love these.
I love awesome.
I'm artsy. I like art. And I got the transition for present. And that's just the transitioning of situations. Now you took that step. Now it's transitioning to get to this step. And what's it entail? And not giving up and knowing that you're going to reach whatever destination, but living in the present. Don't be living in the past. Don't be living in the future. Just do it right now in the transition. What does it hold? And there's many lessons in this transition, but don't give up, because it's just a transition. It's a season. It does pass. And for my last piece, and these are my other favorites. These are for the magical dimensions. This is a star seed cards. And I got the throat portal, which for the future. And that just speaking our truth. Speaking our truth. There's so many, and we're talking about like not speaking, like we hold it all in. We were just talking about in the Christmas story and holding it all in, and that when Flick put his tongue on and holding it in because we don't know. But the throat, but it's, you got to use your throat. And also it can also stand for let other people speak. Maybe you were so domineering, maybe you need to back up and let others speak as well. So that can stand for many things, but you need to start clearing your throat chakra and talking. Set your future, in the morning, set your affirmation, speak it out loud, so it's what is, so both of the cards are telling there's change. Accept this, and let's go forward. And the last one I get is from the super attractor, Gabrielle Bernstein. Oh, love her. Yeah. Great teacher. Yeah. And this is great because it connects with the cards, all of it. When I am connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. And that just sums both up.
Absolutely.
And that sums both readings. And I loved when you said yours, and I'm sitting there going, "Are you?" But I'm never surprised with I'm never surprised with her. Right. I'm never. That right. Sums both up. So anybody that watches,
it does. That's all beautiful.
It is.
And being authentic. In your last card, you'd be authentic. You'd be like Buddy. So it's right. Like there's a lot of lessons right here, right? So it's like we can be the Griswolds and not have a lot of self-control, not pay a lot of attention to what we're putting out there, but still give it our heart and give it what we've got. But we're always going to get kind of crap when we're getting it. Or we can be our authentic self. We can be Buddy the elf. And we can get what's meant for us. We'll have divine timing because we're in line with where we're supposed to be. It's like when you surrender to the divinity, it's just like you saying, I am a sim, and I'm willing to let the me up there with the controller have control of me again because it has me. We need to go back to that spot. We can't be rogue robots that are out being Griswolds, even though it's hilarious. We don't want to be there. We do need to sit back and trust and be more like Buddy the Elf.
Well, but also be like Ralphie, because Ralphie brings a lot to the table as well. He uses imagination for everything. I think we need more besides more Buddy, we need to have more Ralphie too. We need more of that wonderful imagination that he has. And that's what I love, that kid. That's what I fell in love with, that because he's 9 years old. But it brings back the innocence of, and everybody can relate because everybody, because Michelle started her whole, memories So I'm like, well, if she could do her memories, and David starts his memories, and then all her kids, and it goes down the line. And I don't understand Christmas. I know the meaning of Christmas, but I'm like, the
Right.
whole concept of the gifts, I'm not, I don't understand, but I love it. But the fact is, it's like one time a year, then we're just this one time a year, and then the rest of it's like whatever, but we'll do it at Christmas. We could do a Ralphie anytime. He was a Red Ryder BB gun, but whatever we're putting our sights into, imagine we're in that role. The best thing, if you really want whatever you're asking and seeking, is to put yourself there. And you're telling the universe, because she doesn't know whether you have it now or not. She just sees you're thinking about that right now. That's all she's seeing. So put yourself in whatever you're wanting or seeing yourself in, and see yourself doing that, and be that Ralphie, and see yourself defending or whatever it is, because the universe will deliver exactly what you're putting. And that goes for a negative. So try not to do a negative. Even if you think, well, I'm trying to reassure nothing, you'll never know what the future's planned out for you. You never know what she's going to throw at you. So let's not even try to pre-plan this. You don't sit there and try to put the bad thing in there. Just put the good. Whatever the lesson she's going to put in there, just let her put the lesson and you go with it and go. But I like Ralphie.
Maybe we're all about to receive this major award. We'll all have this soft glow of electric sex gleaming in our windows.
Everything. I get that.
Love that.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, that lamp, you could just tell you put that lamp right there. It's like, oh. And if you watch the second one, I watched the second Christmas Story, and at the very end, Ralphie, spoiler alert if you've not seen part 2, gets his dad the lamp, gets another lamp for him, and the mom's not happy.
Fragile.
I love that. Or just fragile. And you noticed the why Peter was trying to keep the dad balanced as well.
Yeah.
I know someone was doing that for Clark, and I noticed over here too she was keeping him balanced as well. So I love the roles there in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, these were one of my favorite Christmas movies. I love the 3 that were picked because those are the ones I was really happy to see we could discuss, because they were my favorites. And that
I do love White Christmas, though. This whole sisters thing,
She said that you guys need to perform that.
We do, but the guys' version.
The guys' version, that's what she said.
Right.
Not their version.
Not the girls' version. That's too fancy. We do the guys' version.
Last year, was watching, never seen the show before.
Wow.
And I never seen it before. Yeah, he'd never seen it. She was all excited, and he poo-pooed on it. Of course, he's like the Scrooge and Grinch mixed together. I call Scrooge.
Yeah,
not everybody, but she wanted to really watch. Well, that whole part comes up, and this was the look. I was excited, going, I really like this. And Michelle's like trying to laugh, but yeah, but the end when he does it for the general, he does that whole thing, and they fly out. And spoiler alert, I'm sorry if people have not seen it.
I think everybody's seen that one.
I didn't see it, so that's why I'm bringing it out there.
That's crazy.
I thought so, but he enjoyed it though. In the end, he did enjoy it. It was one that he said, I hope he's just watching it. I hope so, because it's a good one. But I love the end, how they just took care of the general and all of it, all the way through. And there's a love story that's blossoming and everything else. And
I mean, that whole choreography thing, that part was weird. When y'all dressed in the black suits and choreography. It's like, what in the world is this? Why are they doing this?
But your mom, remember, she said she wanted to be your mom's is called a beatnik. And your mom wanted to do that. She said she wanted to have that long hair and the hat and do all of that. And now when I watch it, that's what Michelle thinks of your mom going.
It's good. She'd be Hit Cat.
Your mom could fit that hill, except your dad.
Daddy-o.
The whole short skirt thing, your dad wouldn't tolerate for 5 seconds. It's kind of like the Loki and all that. Oh no, I think it'll happen. But yeah, but the rest of these dances and stuff. I love that one too. So I was sad
we've got my friend Mike's mom Cindy's on, and she said, "Hi, ladies. Hi, Cindy. How you feeling? Let's send like some good healing vibes to Cindy. Is that cool? Because I think she's been sick. Let's send some good healing vibes to Cindy.
Oh yeah, I can definitely sense that. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll send some good energy.
Yep. She says she's feeling poopy. Yep. We're sending you some love, Cindy.
Whew, I can definitely feel.
Yeah. That's not great.
We'll put you on our prayer. I'll put on a prayer list and send her
She's
some.
on my prayer list.
Oh, she's on. Well, she'll be on ours now.
Yeah,
so.
she'll be on yours too.
Yeah.
Well, I think we did pretty good for our Christmas live, don't you? I think it went pretty good.
I think it went fantastic. And do we have any ideas what we want to do for the next live?
I don't know.
I was thinking, because myself, what I was thinking, it being so close to Christmas, and talking about the meaning of Christmas. People don't, it's always the meaning of Christmas. I think it's always with gifts and Christmas. I'm not saying everybody, but if you ask most people, what is Christmas? Then it's not Jesus' birthday. It's not even one of the options that even comes up. It might, but it's not really, I don't notice that's the option. I thought, well, why don't we have a live where we talk about the meaning of Christmas? What does it mean to us? What does it mean to us? And maybe we can put a poll, what does it mean to other people? Because I know Christmas means something to somebody else, and what are we grateful for in that? And maybe we can do, I don't want to do a Christmas meditation as well, and bring back bring in our inner Ralphie. I thought that would be, I have a whole Christmas meditation.
Perfect.
But I thought we could do something like that, you know, but I would like to do that, because I think from my point of view, I've asked her kids, what is Christmas to you? And I don't get Jesus at all in the but it's about the gifts. And I want everybody to be reminded that there would, you know, let's just remember just remember Jesus here, you know.
The reason for the season, right?
For the season, yeah, that's the football team.
Yeah.
About family.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll talk about. And Trevor can put what he feels. That's what he's talking. All right.
Okay. Getting the video.
Perfect.
Okay.
And if y'all ever have like any ideas for videos or anything, you can drop us a comment, send us a message. If you have any questions, send us a message. We're always very happy to help. We'll be doing videos this week. I think we're going to do self-love and boundaries, I think, are the videos we're going to work on this week.
After the labels and everything we did, Marcus has a whole interpretation of what he would like other people to know.
Perfect.
And it's Marcus.
Wonderful.
So for the video, we're going to do boundaries and what's love and what is self-love, because people think self-love is automatic self-love. I love me, but that's not the process. There's a process, and he wants to talk about that process and how he understands it. How does he see love? Because right now, since she doesn't see it, I love what he told her. He goes, right now, just see how I love you. That's how we're going to see love. Is how I, through my eyes, how I love you.
Yeah.
Because he said, you don't have interpretation of love. Well, let me show you my interpretation of love, which it's helped her so much. And he wanted to share that with everybody else for this Christmas season. What is his interpretation of love? Let's help everybody feel that, you know, if you don't know what it is, well, let him help you. He's very good. He's good at that. So that's what we want to do for our videos and stuff. So
sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
So we love y'all. Thanks for spending some time with us. We're glad that you come along and check us out and stuff. We hope that you learn some stuff. I find this stuff fascinating, and I hope you guys do too. I'm sure you do if you're here. Stuff is just amazing. Thank you, Lokaous, for your wisdom and for watching our Christmas movies. I think this was really, really good.
I love you girls. Let me do these. I love that. So I appreciate that on that. And can I show something that Trevor, before we do go? Trevor he wanted me to wear this necklace.
Sure.
So I would like to show this necklace here. He made this necklace. Trying to show it in this key.
Wow.
And he made that, and he did that so I can stay, well, Michelle, not me, but Michelle can stay grounded. So he does do that. And then Trevor's got, I can't touch this for very long because Loki hates it. But he does that as well. And I can't hold that because Loki's, whoa, Loki does not like it. He's literally, the hands are on fire and fingers. And he said, no, he hates that. It's high vibration. Wow. Yeah, so Trevor does that, but I wanted to, the energy is grounding and he's uplifted. So he does that. I wanted to thank him for that. That was very nice of him to let me for Michelle to keep her grounded because I'm so like this. So
Right.
So I wanted to just kind of introduce that because he was nice enough to let me wear it. So I wanted to help him out a little.
Thank you, Trevor. It's awesome. Yeah, I think his necklaces are amazing. It's
they're
like
really,
they're not just jewelry. It's like they're purposeful.
That's what he did. He did this one to keep me grounded, keep her grounded, and and I noticed that helps her tremendously after everything. So, but I wanted to do that last, so because he was nice to let me do that. So fantastic. Well, I'll bring him back, and then we can.
Perfect.
Oh, whoa!
You're back.
I'm back. His energy's so like this. So.
Do we want to hear what Buddy the Elf has to say one more time?
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
I think that's Dave's food list.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
Candy canes.
Yeah, syrup. Yeah, I would be surprised Dave would pull out syrup in his sleeve or something. Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know. Probably didn't want to know. TMI.
Well, I love you, Michelle. This was fun. You'll have to rewatch it and see what you said.
I never know what is said until I rewatch the live. So yeah.
I hope you like it. Let me know what you thought.
I'll leave a comment below.
Good. Well, I love you, and I'll see you probably tomorrow to do some videos, right?
Well, we have a reading tonight too. I think it's 6 or 7. So.
Oh heck yeah!
So we have a reading too. So I'll see you then.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Technically, I won't see you. He'll see you. Lokaous will see you later. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you in a little bit then.
Okay. Love you.
Love you.